Join us as we honor the stars, visionaries, and icons who passed between July and September 1996 in the United States. Claudette Colbert. She was born in September 1933 and she died in July 1996. Her age was 92 at the time of her death, and the reason for her death were complications from strokes. A highly celebrated French-born American actress who was one of the highest paid and most successful stars of the golden age of Hollywood. She won an Oscar award for It Happened One Night and was known for her comedic timing and beauty. Dorothy Lamer. She was born in December 1914 and she died in September 1996. Her age was 81 at the time of her death, and the reason for her death was heart attack. An American actress and singer who became a major star in the 1930s and 40s, often appearing in South Seas adventure films. She was most famous for her comedic partnership with Hope and Crosby. Luana Anders. She was born in May 1938 and she died in July 1996. Her age was 58 at the time of her death, and the reason for her death was breast cancer. An American actress and screenwriter known for her work in independent and cult films throughout the 1960s and 70s. She was a notable figure in the early New Hollywood movement and appeared in several films directed by Roger Corman, including Pit Stop and Easy Rider. Jean Muir. She was born in February 1911 and she died in July 1996. Her age was 85 at the time of her death, and the reason for her death was undisclosed. An acclaimed American stage and film actress, she was the first performer to be blacklisted after her name appeared in the anti-communist pamphlet Red Channels, published in 1950. In her later years, she was a college drama teacher. Juliette Prowse. She was born in September 1936 and she died in September 1996. Her age was 59 at the time of her death, and the reason for her death was pancreatic cancer. A South African dancer, actress, and choreographer known for her long legs and dynamic stage presence. She starred opposite Elvis Presley in the film G.I. Blues and was briefly engaged to Frank Sinatra. She gained fame in the film Can Can and on The Ed Sullivan Show. Joanne Drew. She was born in January 1922 and she died in September 1996. Her age was 74 at the time of her death, and the reason for her death was respiratory failure. An American actress known primarily for her strong, independent roles in classic Hollywood westerns, directed by Howard Hawks and John Ford. She began her career as a model and stage performer. She starred in classic westerns like Red River, and she wore a yellow ribbon. D.B. Besh. She was born in February 1942 and she died in September 1996. Her age was 56 at the time of her death, and the reason for her death were complications from breast cancer. An Australian-born American actress who had a prolific career in film and television, often playing sophisticated or intense supporting roles. She was known for playing Dr. Carol Marcus in Star Trek II: The Wrath of Khan, and was nominated for Emmy Award for doing time on Maple Drive. She was the mother of actress Samantha Mathis. Helen Cohen. She was born in September 1910 and she died in September 1996. Her age was 86 at the time of her death, and the reason for her death was undisclosed. An American dancer and actress who was a member of the famous Cohen theatrical family. She followed her father onto the stage, becoming known for her tap dancing. She was the last surviving daughter of Broadway legend George M. Cohen. Virginia Christine. She was born in March 1920 and she died in July 1996. Her age was 76 at the time of her death, and the reason for her death was cardiovascular disease. An American character actress who appeared in nearly 100 films and hundreds of television episodes. She achieved widespread recognition for her iconic, long-running commercial role as the kind, elderly Swedish coffee shop owner, Mrs. Olson, in Folgers coffee commercials. Margot Hemingway. She was born in February 1954 and she died in July 1996. Her age was 42 at the time of her death, and the reason for her death was acute barbiturate intoxication overdose. An American fashion model and actress who became a top supermodel in the 1970s. She was known for her striking looks and volatile personal life, which included struggles with depression. She was the granddaughter of author Ernest Hemingway. Herb Edelman. He was born in November 1933 and he died in July 1996. His age was 62 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death were complications from emphysema. An American actor known primarily for his prolific television career, often playing supporting roles as doctors, lawyers, or exasperated husbands. He received an Emmy nomination for the Golden Girls. Gene Nelson. He was born in March 1920 and he died in September 1996. His age was 76 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was cancer. An American actor, dancer, choreographer, and director who made his name in movie musicals. He was praised for his vigorous, energetic dance style, often featuring acrobatics. Greg Morris. He was born in September 1933 and he died in August 1996. His age was 62 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was brain cancer. An American actor who broke ground as one of the few prominent African American actors in a leading role on the 1960s television. He later appeared in the sequel series Mission Impossible in 1988 as the tech expert Barney Collier. Tupac Shakur. He was born in June 1971 and he died in September 1996. His age was 25 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was gunshot wounds. An iconic American rapper, poet, and actor known for his complex, politically charged, and often raw lyrics that explored social issues and inequality. He was known for albums like All Eyes on Me and films like Poetic Justice. His murder remains unsolved. Bill Monroe. He was born in September 1911 and he died in September 1996. His age was 84 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was stroke. An American singer, instrumentalist, and songwriter who created the genre of bluegrass music. His band, the Bluegrass Boys, was a training ground for countless country and folk musicians. He is referred as the father of bluegrass music and is a member of the Country Music Hall of Fame. Tom Mees. He was born in October 1949 and he died in August 1996. His age was 46 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was an accidental drowning in Nyber's swimming pool. An American sportscaster, best known for his role in hosting and in the play-by-play role of professional and collegiate ice hockey, and for being a prominent personality on ESPN during that network's early years. Lenny Williams. He was born in January 1961 and he died in September 1996. His age was 35 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was blunt trauma and smoke inhalation. an American modern dancer and choreographer known for his expressive movement style and innovative works. He performed with companies like the Alvin Ailey American Dance Theater. Spiro T. Agnew. He was born in November 1918 and he died in September 1996. His age was 77 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was acute leukemia. Agnew was the 39th Vice President of the United States, serving from 1969 until his resignation in 1973 under President Richard Nixon. A member of the Republican Party, he served as the third executive of Baltimore County from 1962 to 1966 and the 55th governor of Maryland from 1967 to 1969. John Chancellor. He was born in July 1927 and he died in July 1996. His age was 68 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death were complications from stomach cancer. An American journalist and television news anchor, highly regarded for his articulate and thoughtful commentary on political affairs. He played a significant role in shaping modern television news coverage. He worked as an anchor for NBC Nightly News from 1970 to 1982. McGeorge Bundy. He was born in March 1919 and he died in September 1996. His age was 77 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was heart attack. An American academic who served as the United States National Security Advisor to President John F. Kennedy and Lyndon B. Johnson from 1961 through 1966. Mostly remembered as one of the chief architects of the United States escalation of the Vietnam War. He was president of the Ford Foundation from 1966 through 1979. Melvin Belli. He was born in July 1907 and he died in July 1996. His age was 88 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death were complications from pancreatic cancer. A flamboyant American lawyer and author who popularized the concept of torts, civil wrongs, and won multi-million-dollar judgments. He represented many celebrity clients and was known for his theatrical courtroom style. He is also known as the King of Torts. Richard Holt Locke. He was born in June 1941 and he died in September 1996. His age was 55 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death were complications from AIDS. An American actor in gay erotic films of the 1970s and 1980s, who went on to become an AIDS educator and activist. As a performer in adult cinema, Locke has been credited with being one of the earliest and most widely emulated VCR stars in gay erotic cinema. Roger Tory Peterson. He was born in August 1908 and he died in July 1996. His age was 87 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. An influential American ornithologist, naturalist, artist, and educator, known for pioneering the modern field guide format. His work transformed bird watching into a popular hobby. He was the creator of the revolutionary Peterson Field Guide series, making bird identification accessible. Sapphire. She was born in October 1934 and she died in September 1996. Her age was 61 at the time of her death, and the reason for her death was heart attack. An American professional wrestling valet and wrestler, best known as Sweet Sapphire in the World Wrestling Federation, where she managed Dusty Rhodes in 1989 and 1990. She also wrestled on the independent circuit as Princess Dark Cloud. Max Winter. He was born in June 1903 and he died in July 1996. His age was 93 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. An American sports executive and entrepreneur instrumental in bringing both NBA and NFL franchises to Minneapolis, Minnesota. He was a foundational figure in Minnesota sports history and was the co-founder and first president of the Minnesota Vikings NFL and founder of the Lakers NBA. Kathy Ahern. She was born in May 1949 and she died in July 1996. Her age was 47 at the time of her death, and the reason for her death was breast cancer. An American professional golfer on the LPGA Tour, Ahern's first win came at the Southgate Ladies Open in August 1970 and the last at George Washington Classic in July 1972. She was also a runner-up at the United States Women's Open in 1972, the week before her final win. Floyd Stahl. He was born in July 1899 and he died in July 1996. His age was 97 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. An American college-age athletic coach, he held many coaching and administrative positions at the Harvard University and the Ohio State University. Stahl was the head coach of the Ohio State basketball team from 1930 to 1938. In 1939, Stahl joined staff at Harvard, where he served as the head coach of the baseball team until 1946. Keep their legacy alive. Hit like, write your tribute below, and subscribe so you never miss a story of a life worth remembering.